and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a Xbox 360 collection update video, which seems a bit odd to refer to it as a collection update video when actually I've downsized this collection. As it were, I've traded in quite a few games to CEX here over in the UK, although I do wish I hadn't got rid of one of the games, which was this game called Skyrim, but yeah, just a little small indie game you've probably never heard of. But it's the 6th of August 2023 of this recording. So yeah, the games that I do have in this collection now are very much in my opinion, of my collection, sort of the top games that I liked from the Xbox 360 console and our generation. I have a lot of fond memories and, for lack of a better term, the dreaded N-word, not that one, but nostalgia for these games. But yeah, first off we have Halo Reach, which I've probably played like 500 hours plus on. Love the campaign, love the multiplayer, phenomenal game. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition with this nice slipcase, and came with some bonus stuff. But yeah, really cool. Like, you could like flick between the old version and the newer HD version and stuff. So yeah, that's neat. Halo 3 ODST, which I'm pretty sure my mum bought from Morrison's of all places, brand new back in the day, which is just bizarre to say out loud. But yeah, Gears of War 3, really fun game, really good. Probably one of the stronger Gears of War entries to the series. Gears of War 2, decent again. I remember playing quite a lot of the Gears 3 campaign, but also a lot of the multiplayer as well as the campaign, whereas I guess I remember 2 mainly for the campaign. Tomb Raider, I think this one came out in 2013. Very good, very visually striking. It was like a revival of the Tomb Raider franchise, because obviously, spoiler alert, she hasn't got as big boobies as the original one back in the day. But yeah, 2012 or 13ish, around that general area, near the latter end, I feel like, of the Xbox 360 life cycle, as it were, in inverted commas. Crackdown 2, I adore this game. I nearly got like 100% on it. Very fun, very sort of comic booky, silly, yeah, just sort of over the top sort of game. I like the fact the day night cycle. I feel like this was one of the earliest games I ever played that had like a day night cycle, where like obviously at night like all these mutants had come out and stuff, and something different had happened during the game, as I said, partway through or in the night version as opposed to in the daytime. And yeah, very sandbox is probably the best way of describing it. A term which isn't really used anymore because every game is so fucking huge in terms of the scope of it. You know, whether it's your Red Dead 2s or your GTA 5s or Breath of the Wild or Breath of the Wild Tears of the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom or whatever it was called. Far Cry 3. I enjoyed what I did play of it, but I never got around to playing a lot of it because at that point one of my Xbox 360s kept just like making a weird noise and then stopping and just like turning itself off as I was trying to play this game. So unfortunately I never got that far into the game, but I know it's one of the stronger games in the series, Far Cry series. I think someone at college gave me this randomly, as well as Far Cry 4, but I might have got rid of Far Cry 4. Refraction Armageddon, I really enjoyed this game. I think I had Guerrilla for 360, but I traded that one in because I have Refraction Guerrilla, the remastered mastered edition on Switch, so I just thought I'd keep this one on 360. Really enjoyed it, really arcadey. Yeah, a lot of fun, very good destructibility factor in that, like, which I associate with like the Just Cause games, which is weird because like destructible environments I feel like I only associate with Refraction Guerrilla and, as I said, Just Cause, and that's it, which is weird because it's very fun to just dick about in a game and just smash shit up and have it satisfyingly be destroyed, at least in my mind anyway, because I'm a sociopath clearly. Portal 2, Never really played a lot of it, but did enjoy the bit that I did play of it. An iconic game, to be fair. Tekken 6, really fun fighter. I don't remember getting through most of the campaign, or very far in the campaign, but it's a very fun fighter, very good local multiplayer game, which is something that we don't really see these days anymore in the gaming sphere, because everything's online, I guess. Borderlands 2, never even played it. Borderlands 1, never even really played that. Lollipop Chainsaw, yeah, very, again, the word arcadey, over the top, fun, definitely, silly, yeah, that's the game that I have in the collection. Force Awakens 2, I don't actually think it's as bad. Star Wars Star Wars Force Unleashed 2, even, Star Wars Force Unleashed 2, I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be. I really enjoyed it. It's very fun, very, sort of, yeah, just fun. I went as far as to get DLC for it, which is also another thing I did with Halo Reach. I bought quite a bit of DLC for like the Firefight multiplayer maps. I bought like an Endor DLC for this. I also added some cheat codes where you can like be different characters in the cutscenes, which is always pretty funny. Yeah, I genuinely don't think this is as bad as some people make it out to be. I think maybe the story goes a bit off the rails. I think maybe there's some controversial stuff in the Star Wars canon, in inverted commas, that happens in this game. But because of the Disney thing, I don't even think Force Unleashed is canon anymore, which is very confusing because they have just released recently a Black Series Starkiller figure. So is he canon? Is he not canon? Comment below. I don't fucking know anymore what is and isn't canon with Star Wars. Call of Duty, World at War, I used to have like a shit ton of the Call of Duty games, but I got rid of them quite a while back. But I kept this one because, again, nostalgia. And yeah, so again, a lot of these games, even though they're not the best games, in inverted commas, for the 360, for the Xbox 360 probably, they're games that I have emotional ties with. Like, for example, playing a lot of the Call of Duty Zombies during my teenage years with some friends back in the day, as it were, and yeah, just really enjoyed playing it. Just a lot of fun. The story mode is actually quite goddamn gripping and good, and again, I don't really remember playing a lot of the multiplayer, a bit, but by that point loads of people had moved on to lots of the more modern Warfare games, so the modern Warfare games, so a lot of the people who were still on here were cheaters and hacking the game and glitching about the place and just generally killing you repeatedly because you were trying to play it seriously. But again, there's the multiplayer, the local multiplayer thing with the zombies, and then I think I bought DLC for the zombies, you know, the sort of DLC packs for that, because they were fairly cheap at the time, and it was a lot of fun was had with that game. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Burnout Paradise, brilliant game. Really fun, really just arcadey, fun. Smashing your car into other cars is just fun as. I feel like, get this is how old I am now these days. That back in the day in Toys R Us, I got it from like a bargain bin for like a £5 or some shit, you know, 5-10 quid, from the bargain bin in a Toys R Us here in the UK, which RIP Toys R Us. But yeah, phenomenal game, really fun, really good soundtrack, really good map design. I mean, the map, I guess comparatively to maps these days, is quite small, and again the term sandbox comes to mind. But at the time, it felt big, it felt very graphically, very aesthetically pleasing to look at. The sounds, the sound effects of smashing your car into other cars, again the music, and just the memories of playing it. And one of my cousins loved watching us play it, so back when they were a little kid and stuff. So again, when I think of this game, I think of a lot of positive memories, I guess. And then the last game that I've got in the collection is Saints Row 4. I think I've got 3 for Switch, so I just thought, fuck it, I might as well keep 4 for Xbox 360. Over the top, stupid, fun, dumb. You know, again, I think it's the last good Saints Row game, and that might be controversial because a lot of people think 3 was too over the top, and that's where the series went downhill. I never actually got round to playing the more modern Saints Row. I know my older brother did, and I think he liked it. I can't remember now, but I might as well ask him next time I see him. But yeah, I mean, I know he validly pointed out why did they add superpowers in this one, because then you can just like hover about the place or fly or whatever you could do. So why are the cars? But you can guarantee if they got rid of cars, then the car fans who loved customizing cars would get pissy that there's no cars, and also it would look weird whilst you're in like a fictional version of like a American city called Steelport where there's no cars, because that just isn't even realistic in the slightest, although it is, again, Saints Row. So it's like, this is not the game for realism. This is quite arcadey, but that takes it to a whole nother level, and the story is just ridiculous and over the top, and it's really dumb. It's like if GTA and Lollipop Chainsaw sort of game sort of had sexual relationships and made a baby. That's what this would be. But yeah, I think the new Saints Row isn't even tied in to the old ones anymore. I don't think, but yeah, I never got around to playing Saints Row 1 or 2 back in the day, but 3 and 4 are the ones that I've played and enjoyed. I mean, 3 is quite a bit tamer, so that's good. So yeah, these are all the 360 games I have in my collection. Hopefully, I might add a few more in the future, because it's one of my up there for one of my favorite consoles personally. As I said at the top of this video, I have a lot of nostalgia for it, a lot of fond memories of buying stuff occasionally, very rarely, for the avatar character that you had on the console, and playing Call of Duty games with friends back then, and voice chat, and just generally screaming at folk, and the friends we made along the way and all that crap. But yeah, it's a lot of it was a beast of a console, in my humble opinion, and yeah, it is sorely missed. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please do comment, rate, and subscribe to the channel.